All right, in this video we are going to take a look at some of the basic tools you have available to format a document in Google Docs. So I wanted to point out first that this bar right across the top is your formatting toolbar. And I sometimes just make assumptions that everybody knows how to use it and that everybody understands what all of these different tools on this toolbar are. And I know that's not always the case. So I'm not going to talk about every single item here, but I'm going to talk about a couple of them. And then you can explore and learn more on your own. So one thing I wanted to let you know is if you are in a document and if you hover over one of the tools on the toolbar, like I'm hovering over one right now, there is going to be a pop-up that will tell you what that tool will do, and that's really helpful. So that's one thing I would definitely want you to know and be able to do. The other thing is that how do you apply that formatting to a part of your document? Well, one thing you can do is either select some text. So for example, if I select the word materials and then I click on the tool, it's going to apply it to that particular text. And so generally speaking, that's what you do. You select one word or you select a bunch of words or a paragraph. And so in this case, I've done a greater number of words and I can change the size of that all at once. So select one or more words to apply the formatting to that particular object on the page. Now this little icon right here is the undo button. You can also use the Command Z, so Command on your keyboard and the letter Z to undo a change you've made in your document. But that would be a handy thing to know on the keyboard. So what I find to be the most confusing for individuals to do when it comes to formatting has to do with outlining or bullets and lists. So I want to talk about that a little bit. First of all, let me show you some things I regularly do. If I just want to take these two items under the goals and make them into a bulleted or a numbered list, you generally are going to go over here. But you should also know that you can do a little pull down to get varieties of the types of symbol that you will have when you apply your either numbered list or your bulleted list. So you can see that if I choose this one, I'm going to get a star. All right, and if you look at that one again, if you do further indenting, then you're going to get circles, and then if you do a subset of that, you'll get squares. So what that means, if I were to list the kids' names under here, I could put my cursor here, and I would either click on increasing my indent, or I would do a tab. And then I would go in like this and I could start writing kids' names. So we could write Steve and Judy and Sarah, etc. If I do another tab, you're going to get that further indent. So that is what this means when you look at the indent and then further or increased indents, is that it'll give you a variety of different symbols. So let's say you didn't love that circle for your symbol. Well, you have options. You totally have options, because if you go under Format and then you go into your lists and then you go into your list options, they're going to give you a bunch of them that you can choose from. But if you're picky, go ahead and be picky. Click on more bullets and you can search, or you can look at categories or recent categories. And you have a ton of different symbols that you can put in there. And then I was surprised to find that you can actually draw your own symbol. Woo! There it is. Now that didn't come up very well. So if I redo that and let's say I draw that, look, it's going to try to give me that symbol as I drew it. That's pretty remarkable. So I'm going to click on that and then close it, and look at ED here, Steve, Judy, Sarah, they have that symbol that I tried to draw. Crazy. All right, so a lot of people when they manually type in number 1 and number 2 when they have a list. Don't do that, because what happens is that your second line, so if you look at this piece of text here and you look at the word the, it does not line up as it should underneath the H in your the first word in that sentence. So what you want to do if you have a list is don't manually type in the numbers. Instead, after you've typed in your 2 items or your 3 items or your 5 items, highlight them and apply a numbered list. And if you want to get more space between number 1 and number 2, here's a little trick. You can click on the Shift key and return, and you'll get a space, but you'll maintain your numbering. If I go here and press return, I'm going to get number 3. I'm going to type something in there. If I want an extra space, I could hit Shift, return, and I will get that extra space. Now, another thing I wanted to let you know about was that you can apply headers to sections of a document. So if I wanted to take out that colon and I want to add emphasis to this section of the document, you have a pull-down menu for font styles. So let's say for all of these sections, I wanted them to be gray and look kind of bolded and medium. I could click this, and that's going to have that look to it. Well, if I want all these things, now if I want to go to learning objective, I can highlight that and apply this heading. So these are just pre-formatted text styles that you can apply to parts of your document, and they look pretty good because they've been pre-formatted and they're in the list for you to choose from. So that would be another way to make your document look good. More or less, you want to explore this toolbar. Now, the final and most important thing on the formatting toolbar that I want to enlighten you on is the Copy Format button. If you use that, you can take the formatting of one section of your document and apply it to another. So let's just say that you just love this bulleted list with that particular symbol, but you can't remember where you got the symbol. You could put your cursor anywhere in that area and click on the painter. And then if you highlight another area of your document and let go, it will apply the same formatting to that other placement in your document. So that is copy and paste formatting. It's your paint format tool, and it is like a lifesaver. You definitely want to use that and use it often.